How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Meet the PAWS. I'm Ethan Purcell, and with me here, as always, is the board president of Contra Valley PAWS in San Angelo, Mary Wilson.
How you doing? Hello, I'm doing well, and you?
Who are we here with?
We are here today with Sadie. She came from the city shelter, and Miss Sadie is a Chihuahua mix, and she's a little older. She's about 4 or 5. And she's very sweet and loving. Now, it takes a little bit for her to get to feel comfortable with you, but that's a trait many of the Chihuahuas have. But once she's comfortable with you, she's very loving. So, and she would make a wonderful family pet, maybe for an older person, because she's not going to require a lot of activity, you know. And so I think she would make a lovely lap dog for somebody.
Well, and we always talk about, puppies, I think, have an easier time getting adopted. You struggle a little bit to get those older dogs.
Yes,
but that's
we do.
One of those benefits that comes with an older dog. They don't require as much attention.
And they're usually housebroken already, and you don't have to go through the house training process, and it just is nice to have an older dog sometimes.
Well, and Sadie's very well behaved. Earlier we were letting her walk around the room, and she responded very well when you called her name and called her over, so she's very well behaved.
She's a good girl.
Good dog. That's a good dog.
Girl.
Well, let's go ahead and launch into some of the things that we wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
Now, last week we ran a story during our newscast about a shelter in Houston that was having a hard time doing out-of-state adoptions because of the restrictions imposed by the state to protect animals from the New World screwworm.
Right.
And I wanted to talk to you about that. Is PAWS being affected in any way by that?
Currently we are not, but we do have to provide within 5 days prior to the date of the transport a health certificate, and that means that the animal is checked by a veterinarian from head to toe, and making sure that that animal is completely healthy and that there aren't any issues regarding screwworms that might be there. And so, but we've had no problems so far, thank God.
Getting those transports out.
Yes, getting those transports out. Yes. So yes. So as long as we go through the steps that the agency or the facility that we're going into require, then we haven't had any issues.
Very good. That's good to hear. That's excellent to hear.
Yes.
Good deal. Because we've talked about it before. Texas has a huge population of stray animals.
Yes.
Some states further north and in the Midwest don't have those.
Do not have that. That's correct. And so that's where these animals are being placed. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to transport them into other facilities where they will be adopted and have a loving home. Because that's what they deserve.
That's what they deserve. Isn't that right, Sadie? Isn't that right? You a little shy? Well, another something I want to talk about, and we talked about it before, but in the dog dorms out back, in each one of the kennels, there is a sign up that has a name. Talk to me a little bit about what those are.
Okay, you can sponsor a kennel in our dog dorm, and we'll put up a placard with your name on it, or if you're wanting to honor someone with their name on it also, or if you want to honor a deceased pet, you can put their name on it along with your name. And I believe it's $1,000 for a year, and then it's renewable. And it means a lot to us to have someone adopt a kennel. We know that those people are caring and that they have wanted to help us out by doing that. And it means a lot to us. And so I encourage everyone to come and see our dog dorm and maybe think about sponsoring a kennel or adopting a kennel.
Very cool.
Okay?
That's a cool little program.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I know you wanted to talk about some of the things that somebody who's adopting an animal, not adopting a kennel, but adopting an animal should know before they do so. Okay,
we've had some really good adoptions in the last few weeks, and I want to thank all of our adopters for doing that. You are saving a life, and you're saving another life by creating space for another animal to come into our facility. So, but I want you to know that adoption is not something that you should take lightly. It is a lifelong commitment to that animal. And dogs can live up to 15 years. Cats can live 15 to 20. And so it's not something that you need to get into lightly. This is a commitment, a promise that you're making to this animal, that you're going to care for them and love them to the very best of your ability for their entire life.
Well, we joked about it before we started rolling, but it very much is a till death do you part kind of situation.
It is, and it should be. Yes, yes. And I want to thank our very dedicated board and our amazing staff and our wonderful, wonderful fosters that make it possible for these animals to be healthy and ready to adopt. So it takes us all to make this happen. And even if you can adopt, you can help us out by maybe making a donation for laundry soap. We do a lot of laundry around here. You can donate towels or little blankets that you can get at Walmart for less than $4 because they like to have a little blanket on their little beds. You know, it's just another little touch that makes it feel a little more like home.
A little creature comfort.
Yes, yes. And we have a wish list on our website and on Facebook, I believe, where you can look and see if we're in need of something in particular. And we're always in need, unfortunately, for dog and cat food to help our less fortunate people in pet owners in our community because some of them just can't afford to feed their pets. And so right now our pet pantry is lacking in food. We're getting really, really low. And so if you could help us out with that, we'd really appreciate it.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense that y'all would be running low on food. I'm sure food is something that gets used 2 to 3 times a day. So,
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. And I want to just remind people about the heat. Oh, this atrocious, horrific heat. When your animal's outdoors in this heat, please make sure that they've got shade and water, and check it maybe at least a couple times a day. You may even want to put their water bowl down under a hydrant that's dripping. And because this heat will make the water evaporate.
Oh, okay.
And that would keep water constantly going into the bowl. You also might want to check the place where your animal gets away from the heat to see really how hot it is. And if you need to make maybe other arrangements for them, then you would know, oh, they're really suffering from the heat.
Because even those shady spots that they can't get into can still be maybe not as hot, but still hot.
Yes, it can still be very hot. And this horrible August weather that we normally have is just horrific for them. I feel so sorry for all of those animals that have to be out in this heat. Yep.
There are a lot of your friends that are out in the heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But please come meet Miss Sadie.
Oh, she's very
I think you'll find that she's a sweet, sweet, very loving little girl.
Yeah.
And she would make a lovely lap ornament.
lap ornament.
So, yes. Oh, and one other thing. Pawsapalooza.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Pawsapalooza is September the 26th.
Okay.
Saturday, September the 26th at Unidad Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's a pet fair. So we're going to be doing 150 free vaccinations. But in order to get the free vaccination, you have to sign up online so that we have all the paperwork done prior to you getting there, because otherwise that paperwork just clogs the line and it doesn't move, and you're standing out there in the heat. So please make sure that you pre-register for the vaccines if you're going to get them at Pawsapalooza on September 26th.
Awesome. Good information to get out there.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sadie. You did so good. You're very well behaved. And thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you all. KIDY Love y'all.
We love you too. We love you too. Hey, check us out next time.